Just a short train ride from the bustling streets of Berlin, you will find a completely different world. This world is the city of Potsdam. It feels like stepping back in time, away from the modern energy of Germany's capital. Potsdam is a city of kings and queens, a place where history lives in every corner. For centuries, this was the summer home for the powerful Prussian kings and German Kaisers. They came here to relax, to build, and to create a landscape of incredible beauty. The city is surrounded by lakes and forests, making it a perfect natural setting for the grand dreams of its royal residents. It offers a peaceful and beautiful contrast to the urban excitement of nearby Berlin. Getting to Potsdam is incredibly easy and affordable, which makes it a perfect day trip for any traveler visiting Berlin. You can simply hop on the S-Bahn, the local city train, and in less than an hour, you are transported to this royal wonderland. The journey itself is pleasant as you watch the cityscape slowly change into lush greenery. Once you arrive, you will notice that Potsdam has a charming and relaxed atmosphere. Small shops line the streets of the Dutch Quarter with its unique red brick houses. The city centre is walkable and inviting, but the real treasures are the vast parks and magnificent palaces that await you just beyond the town. The reason Potsdam is so famous is because of its amazing collection of palaces and parks. In fact, the entire cultural landscape is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This special honor is given to places that are very important to the history of all people. The Prussian kings, especially Frederick the Great, had a vision to create a paradise on earth. They built not just one palace, but many, each with its own special style and purpose. These palaces are connected by huge, beautiful parks filled with gardens, fountains, and statues. It's a remarkable ensemble of art, architecture, and nature working together in perfect harmony. When you walk through Potsdam, you are walking in the footsteps of history. This was not just a place for summer holidays. It was a center of power and culture in Europe. The architecture tells stories of ambition, art, and the personal tastes of the rulers who built them. From the intimate and personal style of Sanssouci to the overwhelming grandeur of the new palace, each building reveals a different side of the Prussian monarchy. The parks themselves were designed to be more than just pretty gardens. They were meant to be places for thought, conversation, and enjoying the simple pleasures of nature. This unique combination of history and beauty is what makes Potsdam a truly unforgettable destination for everyone. The most famous palace in Potsdam is undoubtedly Sanssouci. The name itself, Sanssouci, comes from a French phrase that means without worries or carefree. This name perfectly captures the spirit of the palace. It was the favorite summer home of King Frederick the Great, a powerful ruler who was also a great lover of art, music, and philosophy. He wanted a place where he could escape the pressures of court life in Berlin. He imagined a small, elegant home where he could relax, read his books, and spend time with his beloved dogs. The palace he built is a masterpiece of Rococo architecture, a style known for its light, playful, and decorative designs. Sanssouci Palace is not a huge, intimidating castle. Instead, it is a charming one-story building that sits gracefully on top of a terraced hill. The southern side of the palace is its most iconic feature. Here, you will see magnificent terraced vineyards that cascade down the hillside. Frederick the Great wanted to grow his own grapes for wine, as well as figs and other fruits. These terraces are not only functional, but also incredibly beautiful, creating a stunning visual connection between the palace and the park below. Walking up the grand staircase through the center of these terraces feels like you are ascending into a royal dream, a truly magical experience for any visitor. Inside the palace, every room tells a story about Frederick's personality and interests. The rooms are small and intimate, decorated with incredible detail. You can visit the Marble Hall, a beautiful oval room where the king held concerts and social gatherings. You can also see his personal library, filled with thousands of books in French, his preferred language for reading and writing. Another fascinating room is the concert room, where Frederick himself would play the flute for his guests. As you walk through these opulent yet personal spaces, you get a real sense of the man who created them, a king who valued intellectual pursuits and artistic beauty just as much as military power. The palace itself is wonderful, but it is only one part of the experience. Sanssouci Park is a vast and enchanting landscape that stretches out for miles. It was designed to be an extension of the palace, a place where art and nature meet. As you wander through the park, you will discover hidden temples, charming follies, and beautiful statues. There is the Chinese House, an exquisite pavilion decorated with golden figures, showing the 18th century fascination with Asian art. There is also the Roman baths, which look like ancient ruins, but were actually built for the court to enjoy. The park is a perfect place for a long, relaxing walk with something new and beautiful to discover around every corner. While Sanssouci Palace is famous for its intimate and personal charm, there is another palace in the park that was built to impress. At the far western end of Sanssouci Park stands the magnificent New Palace, or Nieuwes Palais. This palace is the complete opposite of Sanssouci. It is enormous, grand, and was designed to show the world the power and wealth of Prussia after the 7 Years' War. Frederick the Great called it his fanfaronade, which means his show-off piece. He wanted to demonstrate that his kingdom was still strong and prosperous, and this palace certainly sends that message loud and clear. It is a stunning example of Baroque architecture, with over 200 rooms and a huge, imposing dome. The exterior of the new palace is a breathtaking sight. The long, reddish brick facade is decorated with hundreds of sandstone statues of gods and heroes from ancient myths. These figures seem to watch over the park, adding to the building's dramatic effect. When you stand before it, you can't help but feel small in comparison. This was exactly the feeling Frederick wanted to create for his visitors and rivals. The palace was not meant to be a cozy home, but a place for official receptions, lavish banquets, and state ceremonies. It was where the king entertained important guests and put on a spectacular show of royal splendor for all to see. Stepping inside the new palace is like entering a world of overwhelming luxury. The interiors are just as grand as the outside. One of the most spectacular rooms is the Grotto Hall, a huge hall decorated with thousands of shells, minerals, and fossils. It was designed to look like a magical underwater cave and was used for grand parties in the summer. Another must-see is the Marble Gallery, a long hall with shimmering marble floors and walls, filled with paintings and gilded decorations. Exploring the new palace feels like a treasure hunt, with each room revealing more opulence and more intricate craftsmanship than the last. It is a true monument to royal ambition. Visiting both Sanssouci and the new palace on the same day offers a fascinating contrast. You can see two very different sides of Frederick the Great and his vision for his kingdom. On one hand, you have the personal, philosophical retreat of Sanssouci. On the other, you have the powerful public statement of the new palace. Together, they tell a complete story of a complex and influential ruler. The walk between the two palaces is a beautiful journey in itself, taking you along a long, straight avenue through the heart of Sanssouci Park. This allows you to fully appreciate the scale and thoughtful design of this incredible royal landscape. The parks of Potsdam are not just green spaces between palaces. They are destinations in their own right. A visit here is a wonderful experience for anyone who loves nature, art, or simply a peaceful walk. As you explore, you will find that the landscape is full of life and activity. You might see local families having a picnic on the grass, artists sketching the beautiful scenery, or students reading under the shade of an ancient tree. The parks are free to enter, inviting everyone to come and enjoy their beauty. You can spend a whole day just wandering the winding paths, discovering hidden corners, and taking in the fresh air. There are also lovely cafes where you can stop for a coffee and a piece of cake. The experience of visiting Potsdam's parks changes with the seasons, making it a place you can visit again and again. In the spring, the gardens burst into color with thousands of tulips and daffodils, and the trees are covered in fresh green leaves. Summer is a time of vibrant life, when the fountains are flowing and the long days are perfect for exploring every corner of the park. In the autumn, the landscape transforms into a beautiful painting of red, orange, and gold. Even in winter, when a blanket of snow covers the ground, the parks have a quiet and magical beauty, with the stark silhouettes of the trees and palaces creating a dramatic scene. Beyond the main palaces, there are many other smaller yet equally charming buildings to discover. You can find the Orangery Palace, which was built to house delicate orange and lemon trees during the cold winter months. It has a distinct Italian style and offers wonderful views over the park. There is also Charlottenhof Palace, a small, classical-style villa that feels like a home from ancient Rome. Each of these buildings adds another layer to the rich tapestry of Potsdam. The parks are designed so that as you walk, you are constantly rewarded with new and beautiful views, often with a palace or a temple perfectly framed by the trees. In the end, what makes Potsdam's palaces and parks so special is the perfect harmony between human creation and the natural world. It is a place where grand architecture sits peacefully within a beautifully crafted landscape. It is not just a museum of old buildings. It is a living, breathing space that continues to bring joy and peace to everyone who visits. A trip to Potsdam is more than just a history lesson. It is a journey into a world of beauty, imagination, and tranquility. It is a reminder that even the most powerful kings sought a place without worries, and they created a timeless masterpiece for all of us to enjoy today.